What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Opendoor. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down what's really moving it, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So Opendoor is up 81.1%, 742 the low, 1067 the high, and 932 million shares being traded. 340 is the average. There's roughly around 20 minutes left in the trading day, so it'll be very interesting to see if it can get above 1 billion shares. So that will be a pretty huge milestone for it. Aside from that though, starting off with macro data, one thing that's really fueling the broader market is CPI. So came in month over month at 0.4, forecast of 0.3, year over year 2.9 versus a forecast of 2.8. So a little bit hotter, but if you actually do look at the true data, energy did go up 0.7. So of course, if you just do the basic math, that does mean that the other basket items did go down. So essentially, very positive stuff. Market kind of didn't really invest and move higher because of this. It took them a good 30 seconds to actually realize that the data was positive. And for those of you that watch my pre-market video, I actually even said that. Eventually the market's going to have a epiphany, realize the data is good and really move higher. So that's kind of what happened. Opendoor is reacting though to the news that did come out yesterday. So they did announce PIPE financing and also the CEO, and that is good stuff. This morning they did submit this, so this is kind of extra cherries on the ice cream or whatever the hell you want to call it, but at 6:30 a.m. they put out this 8K, and this is the amazing stuff. So ultimately Kaz, which my apologies in my video yesterday, I saw the news, I just wanted to put out the video and what it meant for the stock itself. I kind of mentioned he or she, I didn't really know who they were at first, so my apologies on that. But ultimately it looks as though that the annual base salary is $1. So I honestly wish that there'd be a lot more other CEOs that would take this level of compensation, because this shows you can't really even explain what this does really signal. This is next level confidence. So Kaz is going to be taking a base salary of $1, no annual bonuses that's listed based on this, although there is a two performance based inducement equity awards. So one is if it can actually stay above 624 for 60 trading days, and that is after the vesting date. Second one is going to be, this is what has a lot of people very interested and excited, because it does have various stages, so equal to 9, 13, 17, 21, 25, 29, and $33 for longer than 60 days. So they get a lot of shares if, for instance, these two are hit. So again, this one is if it is able to get over that 624 for 60 trading days after the vesting date. And so this is going to be made in installments over 5 years. Same goes for this, different tranches, but it has obviously up to $33. So you can only imagine how people, how excited they are. The fact that it is right now at $10 and potentially the CEO has a incentive for it to get over $33. So this is amazing stuff. So yeah, honestly, like I said, I wish that other companies, including one that I do cover, I have a whole dedicated channel just to Lucid, their CEOs are just paid way too much. Hopefully more companies actually take this type of mentality, just having $1 and have the CEO actually having to do work. Because yeah, I don't think the stock price itself is going to get to $33. The CEO has to really guide it. And I actually did a Patreon post. So I know I've been mentioning this time and time again. So if you're looking for kind of good buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, definitely worthwhile to pop over there. But I posted this yesterday. So I initially did have a target I put on there for $8. And I even mentioned because of this news, it can get to 1047. And lo and behold, that's exactly for the most part where it did go. And as you can kind of see what I did mention, the next stage and level is going to be that 1235 if the company provides updates, and honestly it did. I consider this a very good update. Of course, they also talk on the PIPE financing and also the new board members hours right here. So this is a very good document, short and sweet, 12 pages. That's what I generally like. But I think the big thing for this is that compensation package. So I'll kind of review the rest and bring it up in other videos if necessary. But shorts right now are returning 892,000 shares, which in my opinion, it's kind of low. I don't know why they are still holding on for dear life. They're losing a ton of money, massive amount of money. Just generally over the last 3 months, it looks like the short interest value has gone up almost just over 1,000%. So they have lost a ton of money. 24.67% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 162.32 million shares overall being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 8.5%. So it is starting to inch up a little bit. That's an annual rate, not a daily rate, just on a side note. But honestly, I feel if Opendoor is able to hold these levels or potentially just kind of move higher, shorts are going to have to mitigate risk and they will be starting to cut, which will add buying pressure. So pretty good stuff as far as that. When it comes to options, this is something I like. I'm an options trader and there has been right now $424 million in calls, 89 million in puts. And then despite everything, even though things are as high as it is and it's going up like 80+%, 52% of all the options being done are bullish in nature. So people are still anticipating more upside. And one thing that I did mention in my video yesterday is that we'd have new chains. And lo and behold, that's exactly what did happen. So, you can kind of see it does have $18. And in my opinion, if it does get to that $12 range, which I do signal right here, so I feel that $12.32 potentially is going to be that good kind of peaking point right here. That would open up a whole new level of chains. So again, pop over to my Patreon. I give a lot of good signals such as this numerous times every week, and including even a lot that have gone up like 100+% just over the last couple of weeks. But from a bulls standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be roughly around that 11 to almost even 12. Potentially, you have this outlier right here of $13. Bears are anticipating for it to be, for the most part, between 750 and 8. So they are anticipating more of a consolidation, maybe over the next couple of trading days. With today being Thursday and tomorrow, of course, Friday, this is the open interest. So you have 39,000 at that 6, 48,000 at that 650, 53,000 at that 7, 23,750, 29,000 at that 8. So things are definitely heating up. These are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So this is just insane. And as I mentioned in my video yesterday, I did post all of this on the Patreon. So that information is free. So if you are interested in going line by line, seeing every single large transaction, have at it. But yeah, this is definitely like insane. So we're having a lot of crazy volume with it right now at 1052. It is above all the key fib levels on this. So I'm looking at the 1-day chart, moving over to the 1 week. It's already above all those. So yeah, essentially we are in massive breakout type of territory. There's also one thing that did come out recently, and that was a new rating. And so this is, again, something I did bring up in my video yesterday that the news was going to prompt. So you had one JP Morgan Day, who has a 72% success rating, just gave a buy rating, no price target. And then you did have KBW, Ryan, who has a 46% success rating, did reiterate and downgrade Opendoor, and that is a sell. So in my opinion, if like this is as clear as day that someone is shorting Opendoor, KBW, and Ryan and whatever else, because for you to downgrade the CEO news and it go up 80+%, like, you are a fool. You should just go work at, like, I don't know, Burger King, McDonald's. Nothing against anyone who works there on a side note, but definitely for an analyst to be paid like $120,000, $150,000 for you to be that wrong, is crazy, absolutely crazy. But aside from all that fun stuff, quickly popping over here, flow is insane. So you're seeing a lot of algorithmic trading on this. You're pretty much seeing, yeah, breakout territory going on, not really much selling or walls of selling. You do have a couple gaps right here. So hopefully you do have that get filled in by a lot of retail and whatever else. But so far today, the turnover is $9.02 billion. So we're having numerous records and milestones being hit. And so, yeah, right now we are sitting at 971 million for the volume, 9 minutes left in the trading day. So I'm really excited to see if it can actually break above that 1 billion shares being traded. So that would be pretty good. Aside from that, though, it's just a lot of speculative articles coming out and whatever else. So yeah, I think this is a fun, exciting time. So let me know your thoughts on Opendoor. What have you been doing? Are you buying? Are you selling? Like, what's your general consensus? Are you locking in profits? I know some people over the last couple of videos have been saying, hey, you know what? I sold out, or I'm actually shorting it. For those individuals that commented, what are you doing now? I know one person did cover their short position. I saw in their kind of response in my previous videos, but anyone shorting it and still holding on for dear life? If so, raise your hand. And what you're planning on doing. One final thing, like I've already mentioned, pop over to my Patreon. I give numerous swing trade opportunities, daily day trades. So worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.